I warned you guys on Instagram that this video was coming. This movie blew my mind, and I have to talk about it. We gotta talk about Malignant. Malignant tells the story of Madison, who keeps seeing these grisly murders that she believes are visions, but they're actually terrifying truths. That's all I can tell you. In terms of the description of this movie, that's all I can tell you without going into any spoilers, because, dude, don't let anybody spoil this movie for you. There are insane things in this film. Insane. This movie is my favorite film of 2021. John Krasinski, A Quiet Place Part 2. I love you, John Krasinski. I love A Quiet Place Part 2. But there's no freaking way I can move on without making this movie, Malignant, my favorite of the year. This movie blew my mind. It blew my mind. It blew my mind. I can't believe what I just witnessed. The film has so many callbacks to old campy slasher films. This is a slasher film. Let's not get it twisted. It's a slasher film. But this movie pays a lot of homage to campy original films back in the 80s that were slasher movies. There's a lot of campiness to this movie. This movie's not supposed to be taken seriously. And you can tell James Wan really had a fun time making this movie, because it's really just this fun idea that continues to escalate and permeate into many different things that just floored me. It floored me completely, the turns that this movie took. It also really was inspired a lot by Giallo, which, you know, obviously is very classic horror cult films, also from, you know, the 80s, around that time period. And yeah, this movie's gonna have cult classic status. I really think that this is James Wan's attempt at making a slasher film, but also doing something, you know, James Wan-esque in terms of the plot, and the insane reveals are just insane. I've never been more shocked in a film ever in my life in terms of the twist. And there's been some great twists, but like, this one just completely blew my mind. It completely blew my mind, man. Oh, gosh, this... Ow. I just hit my head out of excitement. My gosh, this movie literally took all my expectations, because I didn't really walk in with any expectations. I expected this movie to be a good James Wan horror film. The trailers haven't been that strong, and it doesn't really give you a sense of the movie, but there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. Wow. The character of Gabriel might be one of the most fun ideas and most crazy and bonkers ideas I've ever seen in a film, ever. But it's a really interesting character dynamic. And the relationship that Gabriel has with Madison is also very interesting. That's all I can say without, again, giving anything away. This movie blew my mind. James Wan has made some incredible horror films over the past decade, including Insidious and Conjuring. I mean, those franchises have become kind of among pop culture now. But this is different. This doesn't feel like anything James Wan's done before. Even though it has a lot of the same James Wan atmosphere, and it has some of the same James Wan shots, it's injected with campy, bonkers goodness. And here's the thing, it's not going to be a movie for everybody. You might watch this movie and you might hate it. That's just kind of the subjectivity of film. I have been a huge fan of slasher films my entire life, and I can say that I've never seen a slasher movie quite like this in my life. I've never seen a slasher movie like this. It was gory, it was brutal, and it has some of the best kills I've ever seen. It seriously has some of the best kills in modern slasher films. So this movie was a concept and idea that I thought was interesting. The trailers are very misleading and don't show a lot, but it's for a reason. I can't get into that reason. I might just have to make a spoiler video on this movie. I really might just have to. I didn't expect to make this video. I wasn't planning on making a video talking about this movie. And I know I'm not really saying much about this movie other than wow and holy crap, this movie shocked me. But all I can give you is my honest, genuine feelings on this movie. And that is that I loved it. There were people in my theater that were laughing at the end of it. There were two guys sitting next to me that were saying, man, that was different. And you could tell in their tone of voice that they didn't really like it. And I might be the only person in my theater who loved this film. And I might be the only person in the world who has this as their favorite movie of the year. But I don't care. It was that good to me. It was that good to me. It kept me guessing. It was so unexpected. Every single minute of the film unravels to something new that is just so unforeseen, and it's so incredible. It's so incredible. I love watching a movie where you have no idea where it's going. If you are hesitant on watching this film, I implore you to give it a chance. Granted, again, you might not like it. It's not for everybody. But this is my favorite movie of 2021. It has to be. I'm seeing it again tomorrow. I'm seeing it again tomorrow. And I know I can see it on HBO Max, but I need to see this in the theater, dude. Wow. Also, the score is really good. The score is very haunting, very good. Annabelle Wallis, I think, gives a really good performance. It's kind of funny how she was in Annabelle and she's also in this movie, but I think she's really great in this film. And dude, this movie blew my mind. It just blew my mind. Those are my thoughts on Malignant. I can't get into too many details because I would just spoil it, and I don't want to spoil this for you. There is so much to unpack with this film that it really does prompt a discussion that maybe I even make a spoiler discussion on this movie. Like maybe I actually do a live stream next week sometime and talk about the movie, all the spoilers for 20-25 minutes. And I wasn't planning that. I was not planning this. This movie, I can't wait to have this right behind me on Blu-ray. This movie floored me. It's my favorite movie of the year, and honestly, it might be one of my favorite movies of all time. I loved it that much. James Wan, thank you. Seriously, I want more movies in this world because this world is so fantastical and so bonkers. That's really what it is. I keep using that word, but it's so bonkers. So thank you, James Wan. Let me know what you guys thought about this movie down below if you've seen it. And I hope I don't hype it up too much for you guys, but this is just my genuine thoughts. Again, you might go into it and not like it, and that's totally fine. Any of your opinions and thoughts are greatly appreciated down below in the comment section of this video. James Wan, thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.